and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys the highest Blitz Elo reached on chess.com. This achievement was also reached by Hikaru, just like the bullet one, and Hikaru reached a rating of 3,405. So, the game that he hit it was against a FIDE master named Shadow King, and this game started off with e4 and g6, so the same idea as the bullet game with the Fi and Keto. But after d4, Hikaru actually plays c6, and in a couple moves, you will see what he's doing. This is an idea that beginners probably should not play, but essentially Hikaru has put all of the pawns on the light squares, which the advantage of this is the dark squared bishop is really good, but the disadvantage of this is that the light squared bishop is going to have a hard time getting out, and the position is overall in white's favor by 1.3. So, white plays f4, and Hikaru breaks open the center with c5, the best move, and after dx c5, Hikaru plays bishop x c5, and he's already back to an even position. And after knight f3, we get knight e7, just developing like normally, and then after queen e2, we get knight bd6. And you can also see that Hikaru's bishop is actually doing a really good job at preventing the white king from castling. So, white plays bishop d2, and Hikaru already has a slight advantage, which Hikaru will find his way to take advantage of, and he plays this b5 move, and he's taking a big chunk of the queenside. So, the opponent decides to queenside castle, because that's the only way the opponent can castle with the bishop, and then after bishop d7, we get king b1. The king just slides away, and is trying to take cover. So, we get b4 by Hikaru, this pawn is striking, and we get knight a4 by the white pieces attacking the bishop. So, what Hikaru plays here is he actually plays knight d4, attacking the queen, a nice counterattack move. And the opponent actually plays this really nice queen f2 move also. And the idea with this move is if Hikaru's opponent were to take the knight, then Hikaru's opponent would take the bishop, and after Hikaru takes this bishop and the opponent takes back, then the opponent would be in a much better position than Hikaru is. So, Hikaru, he plays bishop takes a4. It looks like he hung a knight, but in reality, the opponent can capture back, which is what happens. And then Hikaru plays a slight mistake here, bishop b5, but overall it's a pretty fine move. And after bishop e3, we get bishop x d3, and then after rook x d3, we actually get queen b6, which is actually a huge mistake. The reason this is a mistake, which the opponent missed by the way, is because of this crazy f5 move. I would never find this move. And the idea is, if knight x f5, then the opponent will simply take, and this is completely winning for the opponent because they're going to recapture the bishop. If the pawn takes, then the opponent has the beautiful knight takes e6, and this move is really, really nice because the idea is after bishop x e3, the knight goes to g7, and after the king slides to f8, then we get rook takes e3, and if Hikaru were to take this knight, then the opponent would have this really nice rook g3 move to end off the sequence and would win the queen. And if e takes, then there's the other brilliant move, and even though the position is going to be equal in material, it's going to be much better for white. But the opponent misses this idea, which is fair enough because it's a blitz game, and plays g4, and Hikaru strikes with h5, and then the opponent finally plays f5, just one move too late. And then after hx g4, we get fx e6, fx e6, and then we get this nice queen f6 move, which is unfortunately a mistake, but overall this move looks kind of nice because you have a nice scope over everything. And after Hikaru plays this really good king d7 move, the opponent finally makes the game-losing blunder, knight takes e6. The idea with this move is the opponent thinks that Hikaru will take the knight, and the opponent will take this bishop, and the position will overall be a little bit better for white, but they miss that Hikaru can simply take this, and after the opponent throws away one more piece, Hikaru is simply up an entire rook and a piece for a pawn. And then after the opponent plays queen f7 and king c6, the opponent makes their final move in this game after Hikaru plays this knight c3 move. And the idea of this is if the opponent were to take, then Hikaru would take back, and after the king slides here, then there would be a checkmate in one. And if the opponent decides to slide the king back, Hikaru will take this rook, and even with these two strong-looking pieces, there is no checkmate, and Hikaru is simply up 12 points of material. So, that's how Hikaru hit the rating of 3,405. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and goodbye!